Another eventful day in the crypto market. We dropped. Not that hard, but we dropped. But a lot of new guys in the market are experiencing the pain because they call it correction, they call it bear market, a lot of other stuff. But don't be confused. This is only because most of them haven't experienced listening to stocks, stock trading, or commodities and other markets where 10% drop is considered as correction, 20% is considered as a bear market, right? Here in crypto, that's a little bit different. We have 20% correction all the time. Now, that's in a shorter time frame. They are talking about 14 to 16 months to drop 20%. But here, that happens in a matter of a week, right? So in just a couple of weeks, you get that. Now, if you are scared about that, then crypto may not be the right place for you. Why? Because we even get 40% drop, which would be considered like an economic depression in the stock market, right? But crypto is different. Now, this is not a one-off case which we are looking at. If you go look at different times when we have dropped, we have done this again and again, right? We have done this many times and recovered pretty much soon. So we had 75% corrections. We had 20, which are really common. So when people look at these, they do have to understand where we are, why the price is coming back, and where it's coming back to. When you're coming back to the moving average and the trend line support, you need to look at the indicators and say, okay, what do I see in the indicator? Are they completely going bearish or are they reaching the support? Because that's really important to understand, because if this is repeating, or at least what I see is something which you guys can also identify in your charts, then the chances are you are going to see a run higher. Now, yes, there is a lot of stuff like these where you are like, okay, fine. If this happens, what can I really look at? Because you have coins, say, which I was highlighting to my members, say this is a good stuff, and it, the pattern is actually showing us that, and we have this pattern in a lot of different assets. Some of them are almost similar, some of them are close enough, right? So you come down in the bear market, you have a reversal pattern, you go higher, you come back, retest that range of support resistance, say this is a support, and then it actually turned into a resistance. So first, when it's coming down in the bear market, it acted as a support. Then from there, it's acting as a resistance. So once you broke back higher, now it's a support again. Then you're bouncing. Now, while you're bouncing, you got this particular pattern. Now, you go into XRP and look at what XRP is doing right now. The bear market, you come back down, you got supported, you bounced, but eventually you came back down, went back to the same range, got rejected. So now that particular region is acting as a support resistance zone for XRP precisely. Now that's great. You come back down, you go retest it, you break above, then you come back, retest that area, and then go higher. So when you're going higher, right now you're making this pattern, which is great. Now, so when you're looking at this one, Power Ledger, you're like, okay, that has some sort of similarity there, just the lack of volume is what we are looking at. So as we get volume, we are going to see a pump higher. Now, as I just told, we have a lot of different assets which show even better correlation with that one. As I've shared in the Patreon group, they look better. Now, if you are in the crypto industry, you're looking for value, understanding where you should be allocating your money, there's a lot of fundamental stuff happening, and this is 2021 November, and you are literally watching it. Now, as we go further, I'm going to take you guys through these because it's really important to know that this is happening, and this time there's a lot more to it. You go through these and you get important personnel there, and yes, you're going to see something. I'm going to take you through the World Bank blog, a little bit old, then Europe report from European Central Bank where it's 2021, and I'm going to show you guys why this matters. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If we look at this one, it's sent to me by one of my patrons showing, this is happening. And when we look at this, the central bank payments conference, what they are talking about here is a new payment system. Now understand, when central banks are talking about these, they are not just just saying, okay, we are going to do this now. No, they have been working on this from a long time, and then they come together talking about this, how central bank payment services can be moved further with the innovation, the technology, and all those we have. Now, why we need to focus on this? Because when you go on and look at the website, this is what you are watching. We had it 2018, 2019, you look at that and you come back down and you see like, okay, that's great. You see Dilip Rao there. Now, right now, he has moved out from the company Ripple, but when that happened last time, he was there. So what are they looking at? The payments and how it can be modified. Now, one of the important part here is, if you have followed Johnny Deaton, you will already have seen this. Say he posted this in the filings. The SEC argues like this, and that's really important for each and every XRP holder to know this. Even if some country were to recognize XRP as a fiat currency at some point in the future, so they clearly understand that the utility is undeniable. But as I've told, idiots are always idiots. They only do idiotic stuffs. So they're like, okay, this can happen, but they argue that no, that's not happening because of the utility. It's happening because of the skill sets of team leaders of Ripple, the company. Significant entrepreneurial and managerial efforts. If someone is going to come to you and market something and sell something, let it be a great salesperson. And if it's bullshit, are you going to buy it? Now, it depends on who you are, but at least I'm not going to take that cake. I don't want it, right? So most of the banks, central banks, if they are going to take it, there is something valuable. So this one is really huge because they themselves understand this can happen in the future. At some point in the future, that would result from Ripple's significant entrepreneurial and managerial efforts. Great. Now, at least they agree that this is one of the best company with the best leaders supporting the best technology ever. Now, at the bottom, they're showing, on which public investors expecting profit relied when making an investment of money into their enterprise. Now, they, didn't go for the IPO. So, as a company, Ripple, they have investors, but not the public. So mostly they are targeting towards XRP holders, the public guys like us. And we never said like, okay, Ripple the company is doing this and we are going to make money. Because we didn't buy XRP from Ripple the company. These are common stuff there. So if they understand this, what is happening behind? You come to the World Bank blogs and you see this in their website, say from 2018, you go through, you read it. They're talking about a distributed ledger technology, which is like, just going through the global remittance area. Now, when they talk about this, they're talking about the atomic transactions. Why is this really important? Because one of the only stuff which can do this in a way with big networks already there, with giant central banks all testing it, is this one. Now, I don't know your take on Gates Foundation, but for ILP and XRP Ledger, that's a big stuff. If you look at Moja Loop, developed back in 2017, they have actually used it, right? So leveraging the power of interledger protocol has been happening, and you go around and you look at the current health crisis and you see a lot of different conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. But still, that particular guy has influence. Whatever your take is on that guy. So for us, looking at this, if that guy is using this and clearly advocating the use case of this one, utility perspective is clear. So when you come down, ILP is also the underpinning commercial enterprise solution being used by banks like Santander for global remittance service at scale. So now back that time, They were actually using ILP, which is, having XRP ledger as the settlement engine. Now they've highlighted afterwards that they're not going to use XRP now. Okay, great, but they are still using Interledger protocol. So when you come onto this, they are literally talking about bridging the fiat currencies more efficiently. Institution may opt to hold crypto assets with instant convertibility, and now you see that everywhere. It's happening. Institutions are holding. So these were stated back then, and it's literally happening right now. So now you go to recent one from Europe, and you see this. Digital assets, the tokenization, and all those stuffs are there. But when you go through this report, now this is a really long one, so I'll just jump on to what matters first. And you come to here, and you're like, interoperability solution based on routing by Interledger protocol. So it was there in World Bank report from 2018, Payments Canada from 2016. You see everything from every major central banks, World Bank, and big institutions talking about this. And if you still doubt about what's happening around you, that's gonna be a simple moment where you're like, maybe. Because, say, unless you are a skater, you don't want to try that. Unless you're a best performing swimmer, you don't want to jump into the middle of an ocean, right? So if you are an investor and you understand this, that's great. But if you are not a good investor, it would be hard to understand. And that's why it's like, okay, before you put your money in, do your due diligence. Understand where you're placing your money in. So now you look at the common stuff which we are talking about here, and you come back to this one. It's really important to understand that previously central banks were stating, cryptocurrency doesn't pose much of a threat to the financial system. It was only $200 billion, and right now we are $2.5 trillion. And that makes huge difference for these central bankers. And what are they highlighting here? Cryptocurrencies are growing very fast, and they are becoming integrated more into what they call as traditional financial system. So let it be what they are saying, negative, positive, whatever. But the adoption is happening. So if the market wants something, they get it. The only stuff what these central bankers, regulators can do is come on, hammer with the regulations. And when they do that, if you have the base from the regulations, anti-money laundering, know your customer, all those stuff, you're kind of set. You can face through that. So that's where Ripple the company and XRP ledger as a ledger and XRP as an asset stands out from a lot of different one when we look at ISO 20022 adoption as well, which is inching closer, right? So if you look at these, you right now understand it's a common stuff. Now if you look at this one, which is another article from November 2021 itself, showing Commonwealth Bank to enable crypto trading for 6.5 million Aussies. Now I'm not saying every one of those are going to buy crypto, but it's starting. Say just 1% of them start to buy this now. We have dips 10-20% in different assets. They buy, they make some money. Automatically their friends, relatives, neighbors, all of them will start noticing, okay, something just happened. Say for example, he changed his vehicle, he changed his house, or something fancy. Because a lot of people are not well educated in the terms of finance. So they would be moving money into depreciating assets, and that makes these wave structures, right? You get the wave one, some people make money, and then it's publicized, a lot of other guys come in, this follows. Now that's in Australia, and then you look at this one in Israel, highlighting, we are looking for new anti-money laundering rules for crypto. That means they also understand it is here to stay. And if you remember this one, now all of these are in 2021. This is October. It's not old. We discussed about this in detail with how it gets connected to Ripple the company, XRP ledger, Interledger protocol, and all. This is now happening. So if you check the background, it is heavily highlighting these were to happen. They were already highlighting this is going to be adopted. This is going to be what you see in the future. And we are watching those right now. So when you see all these adoption and you are like, okay, the price is not moving. I agree, the price is not moving. I agree. But you do have these fundamentals which are not changing. You see them partnering with different different payment providers and uses on-demand liquidity, which uses XRP to eliminate the need of costly pre-funded destination accounts. So when you see this, it's not just one company, it's not just one region. They are moving across the globe with a lot of different payment providers, giving that clarity, giving that utility. So when you see all this, and they are coming out with new products which allow this particular market for remittance, that's actually huge. That's why, again, highlighting this. Even if some country were to recognize XRP as a fiat currency, now I can't even imagine what the price fluctuation would be in that aspect, because it's supply and demand. If a country is going to use this, say you as a citizen of your country, you would add some cash, right? So if your fiat currency is XRP, won't you hold it? Won't you buy or save and store it in any different forms? Because you look at traditional banking, you get 1% interest, 2% interest, depends upon which country you're from. Say in India, you get around 6%. Now for XRP or any crypto asset where you are watching like 8%, 20%, 40%, 45%, 100%, you are like, why would I put my money in bank? So if an asset like XRP is going to give you much better interest rate, at least those people with saving mentality, they'll go for it. Those people who thinks their money should work for them, they would use it wisely, right? So all of this is going to come into us. So as they were saying, Ripple has banned certain member of its leadership team for entering into trading plan for XRP on its basis. So they try to put that foot there, and then they say this one. So it's really there. Whether you agree or not, it is there. And we are going to see those price fluctuation going through the roof. Now I know patience is really hard, but once you see this candle, then coming back into this asset may not make much of a sense, because you already lost a lot of purchasing power. And if you move from one asset to another, you're paying spread here to sell, you're paying spread there to buy. So when you see the price pumping, you come back in. So you're paying the spread there again and coming back, paying that again. Exchanges, they feel good about you because you're literally paying a lot of commission to them and they are happy. So if you want to make them happy, it's fine, you can continue. But if you want to make money, be an investor. Look at top-loaded approach from Buffett. Go through different books. Once you learn investing, it's not that easy. We all understand that. But you get a right perspective what to do, what not to do. At least go through the books of Howard Marks, say Mastering the Market Cycle. When to buy, when to sell, when not to sell. And for that, go to Peter Lynch and listen to his speeches or read through his books. You're going to be, that particular guy in 3 to 6 months understanding, okay, I was doing something like this, which doesn't make any sense, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Instead, I'm going to follow this. And you see a big change in your portfolio. And that's where, the post which we provide here is like showing you different perspectives. So once you see this one, okay, there is a possibility of upside or downside in this particular coin, and if you're in there, you are like, okay, should I choose to buy this one? If it's having upside, yes, and if it's going to go down and you're already in, you just take your profit and move out, right? So all of this is shared in the Patreon. So if you want to look at that one, you can literally jump on, the link is given in the description below, and look at it and use if you want to. So guys, I definitely believe you received value for your time, and if you really did, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. That supports the channel a lot. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.